Reverend Marcella Freiberg, F-R-E-I-B-E-R-G. I'm a pastor at St. Stephen's Grace Community. I'm a resident of Newark, of the Ironbound, and I'm raising my children here. Thank you for this public opportunity to talk about protection of the environment and the public health. And this is for me an issue of faith. Thank you for the Ironbound Community Corporation and the Green Face to asking for this hearing. My comments are based on words of kids, adult workers, moms, dads, and seniors of my congregation. They say, we are against the operating permit renewal for Covanta Essex Company. We are concerned about pollution, lead, asthma, and all the trucks crossing the neighborhood. We have enough pollution in the neighborhood and in the city of Newark. We don't want an incinerator because it may cause the community health risks like asthma and cancer. We don't like garbage coming to Newark, and we don't like pollution, one more time. We need and we want clean air, green parks, bicycles, and healthy kids. That's all.
E-A-R-T-Y-K. Yep. I'm from the Boys and Girls Club and the Salvation Army. And I just asked Arnold if I could take a spot because my mother-in-law's in the hospital and I have to go back up there. And as a disclaimer, I'm the Boys and Girls Club that Hank spoke about when he was speaking about the work they do with the Boys and Girls Club. So in interest of a full disclaimer, I'm that Boys and Girls Club, or our organization's that Boys and Girls Club. I received an email, not from Hank or Rich Giordano to come here tonight, but actually from Nancy Zack that there was going to be this meeting, so I decided to come and listen to what was going to be said. And then I said I'd like to voice my own opinion on the whole thing. And I don't want to voice an opinion because I found from listening to these people that I don't know enough about any of this. But what I'd like to do is ask some questions and hope that I can get answers to questions. And one I'd like to know is, who sets the strictest standards for these waste energy plants in the country? Is it the federal government or the state government? If it's whichever one it is, does this particular plant meet those standards? And if those standards aren't the safest for our children, is it not the responsibility of the politicians in either the federal government, if it's the federal standards, or the state government officials in New Jersey to ensure that our children have the safest standards to live under with a plant that's in their community? And that's basically the questions I wanted to ask, because when I listened to the comments, it first sounded like they're exceeding, or maybe not exceeding is the right word, they're admitting much less than what the standards are. But then other people are speaking saying that they're going in excess of those standards. And what I really like, so I can tell my 4,000 members at the Boys and Girls Club what the answers to these questions are when they ask me. Thank you.
I can offer you a quick, real quick, and we can't do the whole Q&A, but
can I listen from back there?
Sure.
Thank you.
In my opening statement, we spoke of permit limitations, which are values that are established in the permit, and the facility meets all of these limitations. I believe when we were talking before about ambient air quality standards, the federal government and the state of New Jersey set ambient air quality. So two different things, that we have standards where the state monitors air quality all around the state, and the federal government puts requirements on the states to monitor what the conditions are for what we call criterion air pollutants. Meaning these are pollutants that the federal government, or in some cases the state governments, have set levels for ambient air quality. And the two I think that we talked about today were the particulate standard, which this part of Essex County is a non-attainment for, meaning we exceed what the federal standard is for what we call fine particulate, PM 2.5. New Jersey as a whole is also in non-attainment for another criteria, it's ozone, ambient ozone, and that's an air contaminant that is over a wide area. So the particulate non-attainment area is for NOx. Now, with regard to the facility currently meets all of the requirements of their permit that have been previously established.
Well, what's the year is it measured?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
You measure it,
Okay.
what's the year?
I'll offer one. I want to keep moving along, but to answer your question, the ambient air quality standards are monitored on a continuous basis. Every day, samples are. In fact, most gaseous pollutants are monitored continuously in the ambient air. The particulate matter we're talking about is actually a filter is taken every single day to monitor the ambient air quality. The facility has a responsibility to meet their permit limitations based on some air pollutants are monitored on a continuous basis coming out of their stack. Others are monitored on a periodic basis. So there's just to try to edify that there's two different things that we were talking about. There's ambient air quality standards, and then there's the facility's permit limitations. If it sounds dichotomous, it's not. There's two different things that we're talking about.
Do you send out an